A series of bomb scares and plots in Europe, serious enough to bring to mind the attacks carried out in London more than 5 years ago. Saudi Arabian intelligence report said Al-Qaida was planning urban warfare, attacks similar to those carried out by Lashkar-e-Toiba in Mumbai in November 2008. Security was tightened in Britain, France, and Germany. The attacks were prevented after suspected U.S. drone attacks, like this one, in Pakistan's tribal region, killed militants of German origin who were allegedly plotting the attacks. Experts say it underscores three crucial points. One, that the suspected U.S. drone attacks on Al-Qaeda hideouts in Pakistan can be very effective in preventing such attacks in Europe and the United States. Two, that the terror threat today is not a single coherent threat, and that Al-Qaeda is constantly adapting its strategy to new circumstances. It shows Al-Qaeda is getting new leaders and recruits from the West who do not need visas to travel in Europe, says analyst David Garterstein-Ross at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies.
New leaders like Ilyas Kazmiri and Yunus al-Maritani have gathered strength. They've assembled new recruits, in this case including British, French, and German nationals, and it seems one former Turkish Air Force officer as well, to perpetrate Mumbai-style attacks.
The intelligence community has been concerned for some time that this kind of evolution might occur, says analyst Glenn Carr, who worked on transnational threats at the National Intelligence Council during the Bush administration.
As we have degraded them, they become less capable, and they also are clever and intelligent and respond to the circumstances that they have, which means that they will, by necessity and design, diffuse their structure.
Experts say the long-range implications of this evolution are sobering. Al-Qaeda leaders are realizing that they can easily create panic and disrupt Western society the old-fashioned way, and that too on a global level.
When you look at multiple Mumbai-style plots carried out simultaneously in Europe, that would have a profound impact if successful. And what they learned from Mumbai is that this isn't that hard to do, and their adversary isn't very well prepared to defend against it.
The defense this time was to be on the offensive. Suspected U.S. drone attacks in Pakistan's tribal region were stepped up in the hopes of disrupting the plot, allegedly revealed by a captured German of Afghan descent.
The drone attacks were coming because there were several teams that were part of this plot. Some of the teams, or suspected teams, hadn't yet been dispatched. So you had records of about 8 Germans being killed in a drone strike, as well as an individual who was a suspected leader of this plot, named Abdul Jabbar.
Intelligence indicates the European plots show there are several jihadist organizations that are trying to attack the West, and Al-Qaeda is basically one of many threats. But different jihadist groups responding to Al-Qaeda's jihad against the West is not an accident, says analyst Thomas Jocelyn, also at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. This, he says, was thought through by Al-Qaeda a long time ago.
Bin Laden saw the potential of all these localized regional jihadist terrorist groups and how over time he could fold them into his campaign and what he wanted to do.
Experts say Al-Qaeda has been quick in changing its strategy by using different jihadist groups to plot urban warfare. The question is if the West can also change its response with equal speed. Ravi Khanna, VOA News, Washington.